You want to hit the light behind you, that kitchen light? It's high-tech setup here.
Yeah, it's the most high-tech one. Can we start?
Yeah, let's start. Well, we're just going to get into it.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah?
Do you want to put the headphones on just to give a quick sound
Sure.
check?
Should we, check? Hold on.
Sound.
Check,
Yeah,
check.
look.
Yep,
Hello?
that's all good. Should we,
Sound good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ready to roll?
Nice.
Alright, I'm going to start off and then we'll go around. Welcome to the Do Less podcast. I'm Jake Velazquez.
Mike Bramante.
We have a super special guest with us. Come on, we're very excited about this. The wonderful Lukas Arnold.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for having me on.
Lucas, thanks for being here, man.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Thank you guys.
Yeah,
for
we
inviting me.
we're honored to have you. You made the trek from Brooklyn, and that was a lot. We made you do a lot coming here, but we want you to do less while you're here.
Gotta cross the river to get on this pod. That's,
Yeah, I had to swim. Everything was down, so I had to swim.
Well, you dried off pretty quickly.
Yeah, Mike had an idea for a bit at the beginning, which we forgot about before we hit record.
Oh
I
yeah,
had that effect on people.
Yeah, we got nervous as soon as
we got nervous. Yeah.
Star power, but
I was gonna go raw sexual charisma, but all right.
we'll call
that
it the same
too.
thing.
That too. They're one and the same.
Yeah. Porn star power.
We were gonna introduce you as John Mulaney, and then you're basically John Mulaney.
Just for the rest of the podcast, I just gotta do this. Motherfucker again. Yeah.
You're just gonna become so known for it that eventually you're just gonna become John Mulaney.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It would be funny if you opened for John Mulaney as John Mulaney.
I don't know how kindly he would take
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think kindly at all.
Probably
but-
no. It's actually fun. So y'all know Chris Scher? Y'all know Chris Scher?
Yeah.
So she had the really funny idea of that. It was like right after it like came out that he was allegedly divorcing his wife
Right.
and allegedly dating Olivia Munn. That she thought that we needed to take him down a peg, and that what I should do is like record a fake voicemail on her phone as John Mulaney, but being like really sexually aggressive and kind of transphobic.
Oh my
That'd be
god.
really funny.
Yeah.
You guys should have done it.
Yeah.
There's
We
still
should've-
time.
Yeah, you still,
There's
still
still
time to do it.
Yeah, anyone listening or watching, don't rat us out. This
Yeah.
is
If it happens, it probably was John Mulaney. Wink, wink. You know?
Yeah,
Come on.
exactly.
Yeah.
So impressionist, right? You do any other comedians? I had a request. I was like, one of our favorites is Sebastian Maniscalco. Do you got Maniscalco in you?
what's wrong with people?
That's pretty good.
I go to the deli, a guy was trying to sell me expired meat. What the fuck?
I mean, that's amazing.
That's perfect.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Have you ever tried that before, or is this the
No.
first time? See, that's crazy.
That's I mean, the guy's a talent. Which
I can
is
Right.
big do less principle. Just be talented.
Great way to do less.
Great way to
If
do
you're
less.
talented, you can do less.
I always. I can also do some of like the comedians on like this scene that we know. Like I can do Dan Frank.
All right, let's hear
Oh,
let's hear some Frank.
I know some. I got his voice burned by.
Wait, hold on. Close your eyes for a second.
Alright.
Just one.
Oh.
It's honestly not that hard.
Oh my god!
People ask me all the time how I do it. It's just talent. It's just,
That's Dan Frank.
That's Frank.
That's
Frank is here.
Yeah, Dan Frank. That's funny. We should have had. Actually, it would have been funny if we should just only have you as a guest from now on. A different comedian.
just keep putting me up in like different wigs and shit. Yeah.
Who else can you do either of us or no?
Not really.
yeah.
I can't do either of you guys.
Yeah.
No, it's difficult. I need to spend more time listening to you guys. But you
Okay.
guys, both of you don't necessarily have like distinctive
Mhm.
quirks and stuff like I think we can agree that like we love Dan Frank, but he has a very distinctive voice.
Right.
Very distinctive.
Right.
And that is something that, at least for me, that I kind of need.
Well, that's a compliment. If you could do somebody, I feel like it's a compliment because that means they're kind of like original and they stand out.
Oh, 100%.
I'm
Yeah.
scared to talk.
You guys don't.
So we're just not original enough. You're like any run-of-the-mill comedian.
I'm just gonna start doing my act very Puerto Rican, just like that. Oh,
I will not.
I think if it's convincing enough, if it's good enough, you could get away with anything.
As long as it was like a person, like if I was doing like a comedian where that is how, and I was just doing an impression of him, I might do it. But if
Yeah.
I was just trying to do like a Puerto Rican guy, I don't think that would be
good.
yeah.
Right.
All right, that's a good. That's a good rule.
I was actually talking about this with another comedian who he wasn't sure like what the bounds of an impression were because like I did like a couple videos about how difficult I found it was to do a Morgan Freeman, and he was like, "Oh, that's not a good thing for white comedian." I was like, "Not necessarily. Like you can, if you have a Morgan Freeman impression, that's fine. You just say, hey, this is my work. There's nothing like
just do it.
It's just, if you were to like get cast on a cartoon as like a black character, that's a different thing.
Yeah, you wouldn't do Morgan Free. That would be funny though. But
That
like you
would be
shouldn't
funny.
do it. Yeah.
No, but it was like a conversation about like what you can and can't do. I was like, no, it's just like. Just don't do a black character, but if you can do an impression of a person who is black, that's fine.
Yeah,
and like,
that's fair. What's his name? Did Alec Baldwin was on one of those late night shows doing Tracy Morgan?
Oh, that was so
and that
good.
was so funny.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he was like watching Michael Jackson, like, man, Michael Jackson was powerful, man. Just
so funny.
I can't really do him.
I agree. Because especially if there's like a relationship or you're a fan of that person, I think it's like a sign of respect to do it.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a sign of respect.
Right.
Like I said, I wish people could imitate me because that would mean I would be unique and stand out.
Can you do an impression of you?
I don't even know how that would work. Sort of, but I think impressions like you kind of accentuate the quirks.
Yes.
In the voice, so like a little bit more, which makes it funnier, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So it's not exactly what I say, but it's.
Except your Dan Frank did seem a little just like Dan Frank speaking.
Right,
it
did.
Like it wasn't like his quirks were emphasized, it just felt
it's just
very
slightly indignant.
Look up listeners, look up Dan Frank on Instagram and that.
He's a fantastic comedian.
Yeah,
you can follow him at Not Anne Frank.
This is very funny guy.
One big plug for Dan Frank.
Great show too.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, we value. So do you do impressions full time? It's like your full time job.
No, and I don't even necessarily call myself an impressionist. I know I can do them, and when I was on TikTok, like when I first got on TikTok last year, I thought, oh, what can I do? And I saw people doing impressions. I thought, oh, I can definitely do that, and so I just started doing that. But yeah, but like mainly my job, I guess, is just as a voice actor. But I don't do any impressions really.
That's what I meant actually. Yeah, like voiceover guy.
Okay, yeah.
Voiceover artist.
Although I'm kind of moving in the direction of like content creation and online stuff, so I'm sort of moving in that direction.
Okay, that's great. It seems like better option, more in control of your own kind of destiny. Cool. We like that.
Well, any of that is all. It's all very impressive, and you're doing a lot on social media, but it's still less because you're just talented at posting videos.
First of all, creating content, you could be creating the most content. It's less.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You're not working in an office.
It's not really
not
a real
burying
job.
paperwork.
You're making fun videos, which we like.
Yeah.
Right,
for sure. Your job, we like anyone whose job is to have fun.
Yeah,
that's essentially what your job is.
No, absolutely. I only once had an actual like day job here. Like after I graduated from college, I only really had one real day job, which is where I was like.
What was that?
I was an art exhibit quote. It was like, and I was like just helping visitors around. Like if they had any questions, they could ask me. I was just like a visitor attendant person, and I was there for a month and a half, and then I got fired. And it wasn't my fault, because I asked my boss, I was like, dude, what's this about? Did I have like bad performance? Because I'm probably going to be looking for a job after this. Like, can you help me figure out like what I did bad so I can work on it? And he was like, no, it's you had some days better than others, but that wasn't the issue. And he just said that it was a part-time job, and he was like, we're looking for people that want to grow within the company. And it's very clear, you're focused on acting and comedy and stuff, like you have other interests, and it's not here. And we want to hire people that really want to grow here and like make this their first priority. And I was like, yeah, that's not what you said when I interviewed with you. and I swear to God, he said, I don't know, man, the beast has just changed.
What? That's hilarious. I mean, so you're working at an art exhibit?
Art exhibit.
Okay.
It was like an immersive experience.
Okay, and you were like a tour guide, you said, or what?
Not exactly. I would just walk around, and if anyone who paid to come in had any questions, I could answer questions about it.
Because when you first said it, I thought you were saying you wore the art exhibit. People go in, they press a certain button.
They paid to see me.
They paid to see it.
That could be a future art exhibit.
That's what stand-up is.
Yeah. That is what stand-up is.
It has 2 stars on Yelp.
Yeah.
It is not doing well.
So what kind of voiceover stuff do you, or have you done, or do you do now?
I have done a lot of audiobooks. I've done almost 50. But
you absorb the book as you do the voiceover. Okay, I'm always curious.
Well, it's interesting. Like
you disassociate.
Yeah. Well, like very early, like I started doing audiobooks straight out of college, and I got this client that would just send me a lot of work, like a lot of really short nonfiction books, and they were like, how to invest in Bitcoin, how to be a leader in a small business. It was like all this like self-help sort of stuff, or like how to tell if you're an empath. It was very wide spectrum of stuff. But yeah, I started doing that, and I occasionally did like a mystery novel series or like other little things here and there. I haven't done audiobooks in a very long time though. And but a lot of the stuff I do is like e-learning, and yeah, I've done a lot of stuff for a client that's in China, and it's like English lessons for Chinese students, and I have to do like an English accent, but otherwise it's just my voice. So it'll be like, lesson 1, module 1. Listen to the words and then pronounce them as best as you can. Table, window, iPhone, microphone, camera. Listen again to make sure you got the pronunciation. It's like...
I'm pretty sure I'm listening to you on Duolingo.
Right. Like, I wouldn't know if that was like an automated voice or...
100%.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
So, you went into autopilot there. So,
oh, yeah.
You would say easy job for you, right?
It's like... I like that kind of work because I get to sort of just turn off my brain and be like, all right, just say these words and just try to make it clear. Right. And it's kind of, definitely doing less.
Yeah, no, that's great. We like that.
Yeah, we love it. Yep.
That's awesome. Do you think it would be like for listeners out there that maybe want a future in voiceover work? Can you make a living that way? Do you have to do other things?
Well, it's a lot of stuff up front. Like if you don't come from an acting background, it definitely would behoove you to like try to take some acting classes and definitely invest in voiceover classes so a coach can help you like figure out what you need to work on and what you should direct your energy towards.
Right.
Because like there's never been more work available and never more types of voices wanted in different industries. So like definitely anyone who's interested, I would recommend like trying it out. And then you kind of have to become an audio engineer, at least for yourself, and like set up a whole home studio. And so it's a lot of upfront stuff, but once you get going, it's very, I don't want to say easy, but you can sort of like rest on it. Yeah. It's like, it's good. Nice. If you get a good few clients that are really solid, then you can sort of
that's coast. Great. Well, me and Jake have a little bit of a division of labor at the Do Less podcast. He's head of audio engineering.
Yeah, so I have a future in voice acting.
Yeah, you got a future in voice acting. I'm head of social media and analytics, and we got a couple other.
We wear a couple hats.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. It's like a startup.
My dad actually voiceover actor.
Really?
Well, musician primarily, but does voiceover as well.
Whoa!
So it's in the family. It's a family business.
Does he have like a home studio, or does he go out to places to record?
Now it goes out more, I think, but used to have a full home studio because we had a larger house.
Wow.
Then he moved into like a smaller place, so it's more like a little home setup for music primarily, but occasionally we'll get like a...
What does he play?
Oh,
Everything?
Guy's talented. Yes. Doing less.
He's doing less.
He's multi-talented.
Yeah. I learned from a young age.
Number one rule.
That's how you do it.
Just be talented. It's not that hard.
Yeah, it's not that hard.
Yeah.
You either got it or you don't.
Yeah.
If you're not good, improve.
Get talent.
If you win the talent lottery, ride it till you die.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the motto.
And you hit the jackpot, so we're
jackpot.
happy for you, and we're living vicariously through you.
Yeah.
So TikTok, you've gone viral, I guess, right, on TikTok.
Daily.
Daily viral. So,
every single day.
So
killing it.
As we're talking right now, he's going viral in multiple ways.
Yeah, exactly. It's a
multi-platform. Multi-strain virus.
Yeah.
It's just what it is.
Yeah. So what has that journey been like for you?
Like how it began.
How it began, or did you hit right away, or was it pretty? What was going on?
I think it was like 2 weeks after my first video that I made a video that started doing fairly well. It was a impressions video of like different like just doing impressions of different people like auditioning to play Carol Baskin and like if like Tiger King was a stage play.
Yeah.
Remember that? And that did pretty well. Got like a good few 100,000 views on TikTok, and like Netflix commented on the video, like the official Netflix account. And I was like, whoa! And then that was what made me think, oh, I need to do this a lot more. And then I just kept chasing the dragon of like trying to get trying to get that many views again.
That's great.
And
so how often do you post now? Is it like once a day?
I try to do once a day.
Mm-hmm.
But it's hard. I've never had this kind of burnout. Like and that's something because I've made a lot of friends on TikTok as well, and all of them at some point have like some kind of burnout where they're just like, because you want to make as many videos as you can, and you burn out your creative juices.
Sounds like all these TikTok stars need to do a little less. Maybe not content every day, but like 3 times a week. You know, keep the people wanting more and looking forward to. Maybe I'm a TikTok strategist. I don't know. If you guys want to call me that, that's fine.
Sure, I'll call you whatever you want.
I'll call you that. Hell yeah, but yeah, I'm trying to find a better balance with like between like my just finding time for myself and seeing friends, doing stand up especially, and like relationships and stuff. And it's just it's difficult, but I'm doing my best. Also, I had like some family shit, and then I had to take a lot of time off, and then like trying to get back on. It was like it was very difficult finding balance.
What I would say is you've gotten to a really good point in terms of your following there. Unplug, mental health.
A little bit.
Yeah. Mental health.
Oh no, and I definitely did.
Yeah,
yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, but it's.
It is a lot to balance. Even like stand up, podcasting, whatever. We all got a lot of balls in the air, and it's like there's only so much time in a day, right?
Oh yeah.
And you can burn yourself out quickly. You can.
It depends what is important to people.
Of course.
If it just depends. But you've already hit such a peak on TikTok, at least more than anyone we know. So like, I think you have earned it. And where I could see if someone was like in that 100,000 follower, like on the rocket show up, it's probably harder to unplug.
Yeah.
But you have that. What more could you want? You know what I'm saying? So like you could unplug.
No, but it really is. It's not a healthy thing. But I do see people that are like higher than me. They're like 3 million, 5 million. I think I need to get But it is really important to go, no, just like celebrate what you've accomplished and like take a step back to like, if you have shit to do, take care of that.
100%.
I'm really trying to like.
Because you're young.
Yeah. I just turned 26.
Oh, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yeah. It was a little over a month ago. Yeah.
Okay. Well, then I take it back.
Yeah, take it back. We're past that.
No, that's very philosophical, and a lot of it's kind of the way we would look at things.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah,
we're espousing our duelist philosophy, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like this is what we enjoy doing. This is what we're doing, and we're enjoying the moment right now. Nothing else matters.
Nothing matters.
Yeah.
There is nothing.
There is nothing.
Life is an empty void.
Yeah.
But having said all that, I do think it's good. I do think it's good though. Like again, when you hit that milestone, take a moment, collect, reevaluate. But unplugging is like a good thing. Like if you're in that thing of like posting once a day and you feel like you're burning out, I think it's just good. It's just better, yeah.
I'm also learning like just more and more how like work oriented I am as a person, and that makes it just all the more difficult because I will tend to like pile stuff on and then I'll just sort of like be sort of crushed under the pressure.
Yeah, and you also got to live a life, right?
Yes.
So you don't want work to, we want to do comedy for a living in multiple forms, but you also got to live a life in order to just have a nice balance, and also it'll inform your comedy too. If you're not experiencing life, you got nothing to talk about.
100%.
Exactly.
But even though being like very determined and working a lot isn't like we're advocating against it, I do think in the creative field, being talented and creative, a lot of those people don't have work ethic. So if you have that work ethic,
that's a lethal combination.
It's a lethal combination.
Yeah.
So it is good.
Yeah.
It's a good thing. But
Thank you.
Yeah, we're just saying.
At least you're conscious of it. At least you're conscious.
Yeah, the way he's posting videos every day. He's just taking a step back.
Yeah.
Like step back
with the boards.
and then exactly, and then he'll be more productive again. It's like a reset, and then you reach that next level.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So how long have you been doing stand-up?
Doing stand-up since I took a class in the summer of 2019 at Caroline's Comedy School with Linda Smith. And then August 4th, we had a graduation from like the class kind of show at Caroline's, and that was the first time I ever performed stand-up in front of people.
Oh, nice.
And so and then I went to a family wedding, and then in sort of like late August, early September is when I started really hitting open mics.
Okay.
And that was so like end of August, I say, is like when I started doing stand-up.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
How do you feel like it's going so far?
Definitely well. I mean,
Yeah.
I definitely want to be doing it more than I am. I'm trying to like make more room for it because I really just want to spend almost every day doing it.
Yeah,
'Cause
that's the
Same.
first. Same. That's
Yeah.
the whole thing. Yeah.
But no, it's definitely well. It was like right before the pandemic that I was about to do the industry room,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like feeling good about myself. I was like, all right, I'm getting recommended for stuff. Like I'm on the up and up. And then just pandemic hit, and I was like, shit. And so, and TikTok really was just a substitute for stand-up because it just wasn't available to me. So I thought, all right, I can't do this, but I'll make videos online.
Right.
And
Exactly.
That's great.
Yeah.
Most of it.
And then so I have had like a couple opportunities open up
Mhm.
because of like TikTok, just like recognition and stuff. And
Right.
just weekend before that, like this is Monday, so weekend before this past weekend, I went up to Rhode Island and New Hampshire to do a couple shows
Nice.
with this dude Connor Cafichain, who runs like comedy shows around
Oh, that's
Cool.
the area. So and that was my first time performing outside of New York City,
How'd that
and
go?
it went really well.
That's awesome.
The first show was at this brewery, and it was like torrential rain. And at one point during like Connor's set, he was first up, like because like he had his own lights and everything, and I could
Mhm.
see like this joining together of cables where it was plugged into each other, where it was just water hitting it so hard, and I just thought, oh, this is about to blow out. So I just made a beeline across the stage just so I could move it out of like the line of fire.
Yeah.
I was like, no, this takes what's the word?
Precedent.
Precedent. That's the word. Yeah, this takes precedent.
Lucas Arnold, hero.
Save the show.
Not to
Save the
brag.
show.
We
Saving
actually
lives.
Yeah.
were in Chicago. He had
Yeah.
a show, and there was a little mishap that
Yes.
we were able to avoid, but it was a similar.
What happened?
Get to Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
This is for Mike and Max's show,
Yes.
and I was hosting. But it's this whole thing. They've been marketing it. They got shirts printed, boxes.
Oh, wow.
They showed up with like boxes of shirts. It's like the whole vacation while we're out there, and then they're setting up outside. People are being seated. There's like 50 people sitting down. We're about to get the show started.
Yeah.
No mic, no way.
Was it just like total like space
Well,
brawl? Like
so-
it just totally.
You can blame me, I guess, but we were talking to the venue, and all conversations that I remember, like, yeah, we have a mic, we have live music here, it's no problem at all. But I think where the miscommunication was is he said they had a mic, but they really just had like a setup for a mic. Like we had, they had like the cables and whatever, but they didn't have an actual mic.
Oh,
But
no.
so we were supposed to do it outside at a brewery, and then we're like up until for like minutes before showtime, he's like, "Oh, so where's your microphone? You want to plug it in?" And I was like, "What?"
Oh my God.
But
What happened?
so the owner of the place is one of my good friends, and he was like, "We got a mic somewhere. We have a mic somewhere," and we were like searching in the cabinets and stuff. And then we're like, if we find a mic, we could plug it into the sound system inside. And so that's what ended up happening. And it actually ended up
Okay.
being a benefit for us
Yeah,
because
because
inside is always better. And Chicago just opened up completely a day or two before.
Oh, that's awesome.
So it actually turned out better. So my
No,
mistake or whatever
It was a net
miscommunication.
positive, but there
Do
was
less,
that.
it'll work out amazing.
Exactly.
Exactly. Yes. 100%.
Right. That's the
That's the lesson to
Yeah,
pull
yeah.
from there.
Hell yeah.
But it was.
But you could blame me. Yeah, you
It
could
was a
blame
very-
me. Yeah.
It was just funny to me that they had like merch with them, because that's like that's like the end of like a show couldn't be more planned than you bringing merch to a show. Like you
Yeah.
had planned everything.
Yeah.
The most basic thing.
So
The
obviously
mic
it
and
was a
Yeah.
just
Cart
an
before the horse.
oversight or
Yeah.
miscommunication.
Well, it's
whatever
also
it was.
like I think
Yeah.
it's like both people assuming the other side had it covered.
Oh
Yeah,
definitely,
yeah, for
definitely.
sure.
So yeah,
Yeah,
it's so it's not like a misthought. It's just thinking, oh, I don't need to worry about that.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
It would have been so simple that it's like, oh, we didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It ended up, like Mike said, being better, but the idea that we were going to be outside doing a cappella was very funny.
Wow.
Like, it was very...
Yeah. No, that would not have
That
been
would not
good.
have been... There's also, because similar to the cupboard, there's like a
Yeah.
train right there.
Oh.
So, like, it would have been a cappella, like doing an a cappella show at the cupboard, basically.
Hold on. So wait, if it was in Chicago, was it an elevator train? You were on the ground,
On the
or
ground.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not as close, but very loud.
yeah.
And
But
shout
it
out
did
Midwest Coast Brewing Company. They were.
They were great, though.
They were great. They're phenomenal.
We've been talking about Chicago.
They audibled and made it happen for us. And so
That's
you
awesome.
can blame me. blame me. I was doing less.
It was
right?
my fault.
I miss Chicago. I went to college just north of Chicago, and I miss it so much. I wanted to visit last year. I was making plans, and then the pandemic, and I still had.
You should go for comedy. Really
It's
good
a
comedy.
great
I know.
comedy scene. Yeah.
I really need
Mulaney.
to visit.
Mulaney.
I'm up there.
Oh, yeah, he's from there.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's, I'm gonna make his parents like me more.
That'd be funny if you also only did Mulaney in Chicago. Or
Right.
Sebastian too. You could do Sebastian.
You could
too.
do-
Oh,
He's
yeah.
also from Chicago.
Yeah. They're two greats.
The two greats. The best comics ever. That'd be so funny. Where'd you go to college?
I went to Northwestern.
Nice,
yeah.
I went to Notre Dame, which
Oh,
is
yeah.
Midwest.
That's why I got a lot of friends out in Chicago now, because a lot of them ended up there.
Right. Is
So-
Notre Dame in Big Ten?
They're not. They were.
I just wanted to remind
They're
you.
They're ACC.
I-
For most sports besides football, but they played in the ACC.
I do
This
not know what
past
ACC is. I was never a big.
Uh,
I literally had never seen a football game until I got to college.
No, do less.
Do
So,
less.
Yeah,
Football's a lot. It's a
Yeah.
lot.
it's too
As
much.
far as sports goes,
There's
it's the most.
tailgating and
Yeah.
just coaches and plays. It's way too much.
Um, so now your job, content creation, mostly is what you're
Kind
going
of.
towards?
I'm moving towards it. Yeah.
So does that mean
Yeah.
you're independent, or do people like hire you to do things like content?
Both, mainly
Oh.
independent, but I've just started doing branded stuff. Yeah, I did a video for a clothing brand because I started like a sketch series about how like weird the women's clothing industry is, and then like a women-owned brand was like, hey, can we do some sponsored stuff about like all the things that we do that sort of like is like good, and I was like, yeah, sure, and
that's great.
yeah, and then I also just I just did a video promoting Loki on Disney Plus.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
I heard that was a good show. I
Yeah,
haven't watched it yet.
it's all right. Yeah, Disney, I've heard of them. You know, they
Yeah,
do
yeah.
some good stuff.
Yeah. They're just once or twice.
You know
Yeah.
what? I work for a production company now, and
Really?
We hire out some talent. So now,
All
you know,
right.
maybe we could talk. Maybe we're talking
Is this a
offline.
Is this a business?
We,
pod
we
right
see.
now?
Well, we do business deals on this pod too.
We do a lot. We do a lot of deals on this.
We
pod.
do a lot of deals. Yeah.
They never come to fruition.
This podcast is an MLM.
Yeah.
That's a conglomerate.
It's-
We own many companies.
Yeah,
We
Shark
own
Tank's
legs,
one of them.
arms.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
that's a subsidiary.
Is that for real?
Yes,
Potentially.
potentially, in theory,
Yeah.
but also in practicality.
Yeah.
But also in spirit.
Yeah. Sometimes we jump into the tank, like we have an
And a
idea.
think tank.
Right.
A
That's
think
not,
tank.
doesn't have to do with Shark Tank.
It doesn't have to
But
do with
Shark
Shark Tank.
Tank is a subsidiary of Think Tank. It's just an idea that came
Right.
about from Think Tank.
I mean, do we want it? That was one of the think tank ideas. And then now we own them
Yeah.
because of that. So should we jump into the tank? Do we have an idea? It could be anything.
Whoa, well, this is.
This is out of the left field,
is out
but
left field.
you
Come
know.
on. Do you have any ideas?
Do I have any like business propositions?
Yeah.
I got nothing.
It can be anything.
Yeah, it could be, but no pressure.
No
'cause We
pressure.
can also come up.
We
with
can
something.
we also have the option to leave the tank.
Yeah,
Like,
you
we're-
can also
okay.
get in and
A
get
foot
out.
a foot
Yeah.
massager with a toe-sized button that automatically orders garlic bread through Grubhub for you.
Okay, I like the foot massager. I like the toe size button.
I like the toe
That's
size
a
button. That's
very-
getting in the nooks and crannies.
Yeah, that's
there.
the nooks and crannies.
Because you know, do you ever like watch TV and like your remote is on the coffee table and you try to press the button with your
No, you're good.
with your foot? Because I do that.
That's what you just did to Mike.
Yeah. Use that to get out.
Why did I buy it under the table? I couldn't do it without doing. Yeah. But yeah, do you ever like just do that? And sometimes like the buttons are too small, so it had to be a toe-sized button.
I think toe size button's genius.
we
But
do
then
like
switch
that.
gears. Maybe just a whole toe size, like a board that you have out. You control your whole living room with your feet.
And I like what you guys are thinking about because we're doing less. We're sitting in the chair.
That's what I mean.
We're sitting in the
That's what you guys
recliner.
mentioned.
and
It's
we're
probably the
na-
best thing ever.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's
Oh,
lights.
we're
No pun
na-
intended.
We're navigating everything. And we're talking lights. We're talking coffee maker. You know, anything.
Oh, make your coffee.
No, anything. It's all controlled.
It's
But I want it to all look very Wallace and Gromity, like it was all put together like by.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea.
That's a good
Yeah.
idea.
So toe size button
Mm-hmm.
or toe size
Buttons on
Buttons.
Then you
on a
just
board.
and then you like automate it to like I would go garlic bread, but you could order whatever you want through
Yeah,
your
usually.
app of choice.
Mhm.
But I would just say like garlic bread. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. And then because then you could have remote in one hand,
Mm.
drink in another hand,
Mm-hmm.
be ordering food
Yes.
the foot.
Yeah, ordering food with
The
the
other
foot.
foot's maybe controlling massage on the chair. Who
Right.
knows, you know?
We're doubling what you can do with your limbs, you know,
Oh,
because you could use both feet doing stuff.
Pause for a sec. Have you seen? It's a legit thing. It's like a glove you put on. It's almost like a harness that you put on your hand, and then it adds another finger to your hand.
Oh.
It's just a robot finger that allows you to grip stuff on, like, so you have like your thumb on one side of your hand. It gives you another thumb on the other side of your hand.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe then, this is how you double up the profits, because you get the board, and then
Oh,
you get
yeah,
a spin
yeah.
off, and you get the shoe hand.
Right. It's a whole product line.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
a
yeah.
product line.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
like, yeah.
This is what happens when you jump into the tank.
Yeah, and so if there's investors out there,
Right.
we're all ears.
We're all ears.
Yeah, we're open. Because we're all a VC company. And do we have a name for the product though?
Hands and toes. No.
I'm on the fence about that.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
Toast.
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 Toast,
Tea.
but you get toast.
I
Or
like-
so, or
yeah.
like. So yeah. I was thinking. I was too much thinking of garlic bread.
Well, garlic bread can be a feature. That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Work in progress right now.
Work in progress. We don't
We'll
need to
table
come up with the name in the tank. We just have the idea.
We'll circle back later,
Yeah.
and we'll make big dollar reduce.
Toast, TOZT, just as like a.
Oh
is
yeah.
that, you know,
Oh,
looks
TOZ.
cool.
Oh yeah. That's
I'm
very
all
very
about
modern.
aesthetic.
That's a
Yeah,
very that's very modern.
branding, you know.
I think that's the name. That's
Yeah.
fine. So if you want to invest in toast,
Toast.
Yeah. So minimum investment. You name it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever.
blank
Someone
check.
make a GoFundMe and then don't tell us.
Yeah, Kickstarter, because that kick,
There
you
we
kick with your toes.
Yeah.
There you
Kickstarter.
go.
Oh yeah.
Kickstarter might be a subsidiary
Right.
subsidiary of Toast, not enough.
It's so layered. It's like The
Right.
Sopranos.
Yeah, very nice. We're like onions.
Right. Exactly. So we probably will have tens to hundreds of millions of dollars rolling in on licensing fees. We're licensing the idea. We don't do anything other than the idea.
Yeah, we only give the ideas because we're not in production.
No,
and
we don't
products.
execute.
But once we go done with the idea, it's out there.
It's out there in the
ours.
world. It's
Yeah.
ours now. We
We're
have
like Mr. Wonderful, but with more money.
yeah,
Yeah.
and
He's
and
broke.
patents. This is
Yeah.
a legal patent on the
Yeah,
idea.
this is a legal patent.
Yeah.
It counts. Do less. We don't file the patent because we do less, but it's.
But it's there.
We're claiming. We claim that it
We
exists.
claim the patent
Yeah.
right now.
Did you ever see the Ricky Gervais show on HBO? Did you guys ever see that?
The life's too short. Or,
Yeah, it's that dude. Yeah, but he had a podcast which was like turned into an HBO show where he had like this dude Carl Pilkington on, who's
Mhm.
just like an idiot.
Oh, yeah. Go.
Yeah, but Carl Pilkington had this idea where it was a watch you would wear that would tell you how long away you are from death. And then Ricky Gervais was like, "Wow, how does that work?" And he was like, "I mean, you just put it on your wrist." And then he just had no idea how it worked.
Yeah, it is a great idea. Though.
That's a yeah.
So they have those calendars though, where it's the average lifespan in weeks, and every
Whoa.
week you black it out so you can see how.
That's terrifying.
It is terrifying, but it's kind of good because you make the most of your life. I guess is the idea behind it. It's like, oh,
That's
I
good,
don't
I
know.
Let me
guess.
ask you guys this question though:
Okay.
if this watch did exist, would you guys buy it? And it was
No.
specified to you, so you knew when you would die.
And it was actually accurate. It was
Yeah, it was
100%.
actually accurate to every person.
It would be cool if it was.
I would
that.
want to know. I would.
You would want to know.
I would want to know.
I don't think I want to know.
I would get it, but I only if it was like, like you drink a smoothie, it goes up a year.
So you can buy
change
more
it,
time?
That's
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
a good idea.
Yeah.
We'll take his idea, Pilkington's idea, and we'll twist.
Yeah.
Yes.
It'd be cool if it went with your behavior. Like you go out drinking
Right.
one night, 2 years, get it. Like, oh my god, I gotta get it back in order. Then you eat a salad, it goes back up.
Right. That's
Yeah.
keeping you in line.
Keeping you in line.
That's
yeah.
the best idea I've ever heard.
Yeah.
That's a really good one. I
Two,
like that.
2 for 1 this week.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, that's not bad.
That's good.
that is very good.
Yeah. I would get that one.
Yeah.
That one would scare me a little bit. I would get it, obviously. I'd get both, but I think at the same time, no. But that one would scare me a little bit because I do have bad habits, like eating
Yeah.
wise.
What do you like typically eat in a day?
Let's see. Yesterday, I went bagel muffin.
Okay.
That's a start.
That's a start. Bagel muffins.
Bagel muffin's a start.
Hot off
And
the-
then I woke up.
Bagel muffin, Chinese, churros,
Wait, what kind of Chinese food did you get?
orange chicken,
Okay.
scallion pancakes, dan noodle.
Okay. Have you had a single vegetable yet?
Today, I got a quesadilla and then an avocado tostada. That counts a little bit.
Do you eat any leafy greens?
I do, but I just go through streaks. Like, I go eat shitty for a week. Look, that's why I'm saying I get this watch. Because then, like, 1 week I'll go, like, all salads,
right.
paleo diet, nothing bad in my body, and then the next week I'm off the rip.
But you don't gain any weight. You know, you're just a skinny guy, slight guy.
Oh,
Both of us.
Yeah.
Real quick, I don't know if this happens to you actually.
Oh, yeah,
We're similar builds, maybe. Well,
Yes.
like you're taller, but if I don't work out, I just wither away. Like I'm convinced if I didn't work out for long enough, I would just disappear.
Oh, it's very. I'm similar in that can I ask, like, when you, both of you actually, when you're stressed, are you hungrier or are you less hungry? Both of you.
Less hungry, I think.
Less hungry?
I think less hungry.
Yeah, I'm exactly the same.
Yeah.
And, like, I remember I got down to, like, 115, which is very low for me.
Yeah.
And I was wondering, like, why my mood was bad, and I was just very down, and I was like, oh, I need to eat more, and I need to just, like, force myself, like, through, like, not feeling hungry, feeling stressed or whatever. I need to force myself. So I'm very much like, I will wither. I'm trying to make myself exercise more, but I have bursts.
Yeah.
Kind of the way you are with food, I'm the way with exercise.
Yeah.
And, like, I go through bursts where I'm like, yes, I'm gonna make this a habit. I'm gonna make it, like, every day, and then I, like, just fall off. And so I'm trying to make myself for the past 2 days I've, like, gone out for runs and, like, and I'm trying to make it I'm trying to increase my frequency.
That's good.
No, that's good.
So I'm different than Jake. I pretty much only eat leafy greens because I'm vegan. I don't eat any meat. I eat a lot of the mock meats and whatever. But
See, I'm dubious of those.
yeah,
Me too.
You could
I don't trust them.
Isn't it like the impossible?
I don't trust real meat. So
No, but do you fuck with, like, the Impossible Burger and the
yeah,
Beyond?
I mean, I'm not eating them every day, but
Okay.
like, it's like,
Okay.
you know when I would have like a cheeseburger, that's just like the substitute is like maybe once a week or whatever, once every couple of weeks.
All right, that's not so bad, but I know that, like, when something gets that processed, I don't trust it. Like,
I get that.
I can deal with, like,
Yeah.
seitan or tofu or any of the other ones. Like, they're just, like, simpler. Like, they're not pretending to be anything else. I can deal with that.
Yeah, I get that, and I have it every once in a while, and it, you got to get your protein somewhere, I guess. But I know it's now they're going to be like 3D printing meats and stuff, and I don't understand what's going on with that. I know the concerns. I've heard the concerns, but I don't eat it that often.
Yeah.
And so your vegan decision is like you're grossed out by meat.
Yeah, I just can't even. I just can't.
What was?
It's not appetizing to me right now.
At what age did you realize this?
Late, like 20, like 28.
28. Okay.
Yeah. So it's been about 4 years. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I've been at it a while.
What's your review on the diet?
It works for me. I don't think it's for everybody, but I feel good on it.
Who do you hope never goes vegan?
Never goes vegan.
If you had your pick, would you say everyone went vegan, or do you like the?
I mean, I don't like to push my views on anybody else. I feel like everyone should do their own thing, and I don't even know that it's right for everybody. Because
I like being better than everyone.
Because I also think people have different body chemistries and things like that, so it might not work for you. You know
That
what
is
I mean?
true. Yeah.
So I think people need to eat different things.
Yeah.
But I'd say in general, I think as a society, maybe we could eat less meat as a whole.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
that I'm on board.
Because
with.
like
Yeah.
there's a whole system of the factory farming and mass production. I don't want to get on my liberal soapbox here, but
Yeah.
I think we could do a little less.
I was raised very much like my dad was vegetarian, and
Yeah.
so, like, I grew up eating, like, at least half the week I was eating vegetarian.
Right.
And I did, and like, I would have meat, but
Yeah.
it was not as, like, regular or as frequent as I think a lot of Americans grow up eating.
Like every day. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I think is, like, I
Every
think it's very
day.
extreme.
I mean, every
meal or every meal.
Every meal,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I live with some serious meat eaters, so actually I've probably eaten more meat recently.
Yeah.
But there's meals or days where it's like, oh, we had red meat like more than twice today.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's
Wow.
insane.
Yeah, it's a lot.
We do get it from a good source at least,
That's good.
but that's it.
Were you local sourcing it from where?
We do. We got a guy
You got a guide. Only you would have a guide. For
No,
me.
it's actually amazing. It's in Long Island when the pandemic started. It was the guys that like sold meat to some restaurants in New York, but the restaurants closed, so they started going direct to consumer.
You got
that's good. We got in.
Yeah.
Well, and you're also like supporting a business that otherwise might have gone under. Like that's good.
100%, yeah.
That's
So we're responsible in our where we get it, but not in the quantity.
Right.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, you guys are barbecuing steaks on the regular.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Men stuff.
Men stuff.
I am trying to limit it though because one, I like vegetarian. I don't think I could ever do vegan, but vegetarian sort of appeals to me. I like so occasionally I'll eat vegetarian, and then I'm spiritual guy reading a lot of these books, and every guy will be like, oh, I agree with everything this guy's saying, and then they're vegan, and I'm like, oh, well, they're losing me there, but I do see the. That's why I asked why you didn't. Turns out
it's not appetizing to me.
You following like spiritual stuff and not going vegan, it's like wearing clothes at the nudist beach. Like this is allowed, but I feel bad. It's like
right.
Well, because I mean, there's death behind every meal, so
there is.
Yeah. What can you do?
Yeah. Apparently, I learned that apparently an onion isn't killed when you pull it out of the ground because someone told me that like Zoroastrians like they can't eat certain vegetables because they die when you pull them out of the ground, whereas others don't. And I was like, how did you figure that out?
Yeah, that's crazy.
I didn't even know that was possible to figure out.
Well, didn't you see like there was something on Twitter like a couple months ago where it was like spinach can send emails now or something like that?
Oh yeah.
It's like
sorry, what?
Yeah. But it's like scientists manipulated. I don't know, spinach, so that now I don't know. You know what I mean?
What do they say?
Sauteed or no.
What opinions do they have?
Yeah, right. But I think they are.
It's not funny if they like joined Antifa.
Yeah. But I think that they're different,
Spinach
right?
is
Because they
QAnon.
don't. Like, there's a difference between animals that have like organs, right? And like, I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I'm not researching it too less. But like, I don't think like spinach has like a heart and a nervous system and all that.
Oh, electricity though. We're all just energy.
Yeah.
Everything has electricity. A potato can be used as a battery. Yeah.
Well, looks like I can't eat anything anymore.
Again, everything has a soul. Cool. Do we want to do person of the week? Do you have anybody? Sometimes we'll do like person of the week, a do-less hero of ours.
Do you have a favorite, maybe a favorite impression?
Or vice versa, someone who does too much.
Yeah.
Ooh, someone who I like that does very, very little, and someone who does very well. Someone who I think I'm a big fan of, who I think does a lot, is Stephen Fry. Do you guys know him?
I don't know.
He's like an English actor, comedian, writer, director. He does everything, and I'm obsessed with him. He's put out I love everything he does. His books, his comedy shows, his documentary. I love him. He does a shit ton.
What would we have seen him in?
He was in a comedy duo called A Bit of Fry and Laurie.
Okay.
And then he's mainly like in the UK, but he also narrated the Harry Potter audiobooks in the UK. And so and he was in the Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock Holmes movies as Mycroft, his brother.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's been in that. And then sorry, what were you
No, I was gonna say I was just quickly point out that there's no American actors. They're all UK.
Yeah, that's a theory of ours. Because every guy that you think's American is either from the UK, and then shocking amount are from Canada.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's like three from America.
Michael Keaton's the only American
Michael
actor.
Keaton's the only American actor. He's my favorite.
Yeah.
John Voight, maybe? John Voight?
He's Canadian, isn't he?
If he's Canadian.
I mean, it's not Michael, it's either Michael Keaton, Canadian.
I don't know what Voight is. But
no, there's a couple, like Leonardo DiCaprio, Michael Keaton, end of list.
But that's it. Okay, so somebody maybe does too little?
Someone who does too little.
Well, there's no such thing as
too little.
Or just
someone who's doing less. Someone who's doing less.
But in a good way.
In a good way.
In a good way.
Very riddle. It's like a riddle.
I liked the way I saw like a clip of like Dave Chappelle being explained what Andrew Schultz did online, and he was like, "Yeah, but that's not stand up. I would never do that."
Oh, that was on the
He's
Rogan podcast.
Yeah. I saw like that clip posted on YouTube or something, and I was like, I like the way he was like, "Oh, I don't even want to learn about this. I'm happy being the old dog, not learning new tricks. This is what I do. You have fun."
Oh, so Dave Chappelle said, "Oh, he didn't want to do the Schultz thing."
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Like in the absence of stand up, he was like, "Oh, I would never touch that."
Right.
And so I was like, I respect that.
Yeah. Yeah, Tobin actually had picked Dave Chappelle as well, and I think I do agree. It's because he's one of those people that you would think doesn't do less because he's so famous, but he really just does.
He does
stand
him.
up.
He does.
Yeah.
And he does
Yeah.
him. Yeah.
He does what he wants and he does nothing else.
Right. Exactly.
Which is essentially the whole philosophy of do less.
100%.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the guy's resume is insane. Best
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Best sketch comedian of all time, in addition
Right.
to probably
And
the best stand-up.
Probably the
of
best
all time,
stand-up too. Yeah. So
It's a shame he's British.
yeah, it's crazy. You know, he's not American.
Underrated actor.
Yeah.
Underrated,
Very underrated actor.
Stars Born.
Yeah, Star is Born.
Oh, did you guys see Robin Hood Men in Tights, Mel Brooks movie?
Very long ago, but I
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, so like Dave Chappelle is in it, and like there is a clip. It's like when they're going, "We are men, we're men in tights." It's like it's a musical number,
Yeah.
and there's a bit of the choreography that's like, "We'll roam around, blah 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 blah," and it's like they're doing this, but you see Dave Chappelle put up the wrong hand, and then immediately he goes, "Oh," puts up the right. So you see him briefly forget the
Yeah.
choreography, and it's adorable.
Well, that was probably like his first movie, right?
Oh, it was like early '90s. It
Yeah,
would have
yeah.
been like one of his first.
He was
Yeah.
like 19 or something.
Yeah,
something
like that,
Ridiculous.
yeah.
That's another. That's not necessarily the less, but that is the crazy thing that how young. And Mulaney too is in that category where it's like these guys who are putting out like elite specials in their 20s.
Again,
It's so
uber
mind-blowing.
talented
Yeah.
phenoms
Yeah.
allows you to do less.
Oh yeah.
And that's really the overall message of
Yeah.
this podcast, right?
Oh,
Yeah, you got it or you ain't.
What are we running on time?
We're at 45 minutes. I gotta head out in a little
Yeah.
bit.
Okay.
So closing remarks. Anything you want to say? And well, anything you want to say as the guest, or advice for the
For the
listeners
listeners.
out there.
For the listeners, oh wow, this is, I don't know what to do with all this power. To the listeners, you can follow me at Lukas T. Arnold on all social media, Lucas with a K. Otherwise, take care of yourselves, get vaccinated, stay cute.
All right.
We
great
like
advice. Any last remarks?
I don't know. I think so. I just want to thank Lucas for coming here to be a part of the podcast. We are a fan of yours.
Oh,
We
thank
want
you.
to be better friends with you, so that's really the main thing here.
Oh,
And we're gonna get you some merch. I'm gonna get you a
Oh,
t-shirt.
please, yeah. No, but literally, like you guys, I'm like every time I saw you, I was like, oh, they're really. But the thing is, like, I am so scared to like approach someone to start a conversation. I have a big fear of intrusion.
Well, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. I
Yeah,
think.
that means you're not a.
That means you're a
insane-
normal
No,
person.
yeah. But it is a limiting thing, and I'm trying to like force, but because like I really like you guys.
Oh, thank you
Oh,
very
yeah.
much.
Love it.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is a nice way to have
Yes.
some fun and to get to know each other better.
Thank you guys for having me on again.
Oh,
Seriously.
we appreciate you doing it.
Yeah, of course. Thanks so much for being on. So check out Lukas Arnold, Lukas T. Arnold on all platforms. or-
TikTok.
Yes, on all
Instagram.
platforms.
On
Yeah.
all platforms. Lucas with a K.
Yeah.
Do less out there.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening. We love you.
Do less.
Do less. Oh, come on. Best day of my life.
Oh,
That was great.
that was
Yeah, you're
awesome.
great.
Thank you so much for doing it.
Thank you guys for
Yeah.
having me.
Yeah, thanks for having
Um,
me. Yeah, 100%.
What do you size me? I'm clocking you as a size medium, right?
Small baby.
Small,
Oh,
small.
let's go tight
Okay.
fit.
All right. I'll order you a shirt.
Thank
And,
you.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's a little gift for doing it. You know?
Thank you so
A
much.
little memento.
Yeah, come on, we don't want you to ever forget.
Well,
Yeah.
well, I feel starstruck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was fun.
That was a lot of fun. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
I had a
really
great time.
that was-
Yeah.
Have you been doing a lot of pods lately?
A few. I just did John Marco Cerezi's
Oh,
podcast a
that's
few
right.
weeks ago.
Yeah, yeah.
That was really good. He seemed very